Hey, what up, YouTube world? Welcome back to Cairo Philosophy Mixtape. Back up in the place. This is Dr. James Hopkins, aka Doc Hops. I'm a licensed chiropractor doing reaction videos on chiropractic commentary out in the internet world. And so for today, we are doing a video on called MD versus DC Classic Debate 1979. And this is about, it was huge. It's a staple in chiropractic culture where they aired this like public access TV thing on a channel in St. Louis in 79 where it had two legendary chiropractors on there and two MDs on there, one of which I learned about myself by doing this research for this project, which I will bring up as well. So it's based on that, on pretty much what chiropractic is, which is still relevant to today in this internet age. Yes, there's a lot of information, but people are misguided and don't know the full story of what chiropractic is. And I feel like this was a great flashback to take a look at, to explain and observe and commentate on. But before we get into that, let me tell you what I'm rocking today. So I got on my Urban Body jewelry, ear gauges. I put on a silver to go with that gold, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they are not a sponsored advertisement on this channel, but if they want to, holler at me. And I'm also rocking a button up here with the tie, you know what I'm saying? I got the Windsor tie knot on there, man. Had to put that on. Had to put on the drip, you know what I'm saying, for this debate topic. And yeah, the button up and tie is from J. Farrar out of J.C. Penney. I've worn J. Farrar for over 10 years, pretty much, like dress clothes, slacks, for whatever I need it for clinic or for internships, or for different occasions. Get a JC Penney card. Like, I ain't gonna lie, they have the most affordable, nice dress up clothes you can find. They always have discounts. But you gotta get that JC Penney credit card. But nah, they definitely hooked me up over the years. So yeah, J. Farrar. And yeah, before we get into the video, I want to tell a story about my first and only debate that I ever had. And yeah, this was in middle school. I was in 8th grade at Lakeside Middle School in Evans, Georgia, by way of Augusta. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. So this was in my physical science class. Shout out to Mrs. Dupree. And we had to debate where we split into groups, and Mrs. Dupree gave us a topic, and we had to get ready for it. So I partnered with a guy in my class named Big Ray. All right, now Big Ray, he was like a dark skinned, bigger black guy. And but he was real chill. He was super laid back, man. Everybody loved Big Ray. Now, me and Big Ray and the other guy we were going against knew he wasn't gonna do no work, right? So I was just like, I got this, Big Ray. Let me handle it. I'm gonna go home.
I'm gonna do the research, and I'm gonna get us right for this thing, man. So that's what I did, and yeah, so Big Ray kind of reminded me of Bruh Man from Martin, if you know that reference. Pretty much same mannerisms, just real cool. Like, hey, bro, like that was Big Ray. All right, so the guy we went up against, now this guy was a character as well. His name was Clint. Shout out to Clint K. And he was kind of like a mix of like kind of preppy and kind of nerdy, skinny white kid, and he kind of reminded you of like Bill Maher, a younger Bill Maher, to where like his personality, and he kind of looked like him too. I ain't gonna lie. Like his personality, like real talk, like he would say some of the craziest stuff. Like you be like, where the hell did you get that from, bro? Like, what? Like, he was the trailblazer. This guy was ahead of his time. Like, like yeah, Clint. Shout outs, bro. But yeah, so now I wasn't intimidated, right? But because it was my first debate or whatnot, I was like, okay, I never did debate club or none of that, but I'm gonna do my due with this. So so the topic we had for this debate was, physical science, right? We talk about Earth, so it was about catastrophism or catastrophism, however you want to say that, versus uniformitarianism. And in these two theories, they both explain changes in the Earth's crust throughout geological history. So with uniformitarianism, their whole thing was that the modifications in Earth's crust were mostly due to action of continuous and uniform process. So that means, like the Earth goes through its phases, right? Like this happened here at this point in time, and then this next phase happened here, and things happen over time. And so catastrophism, their whole thing was changes in Earth's crust mostly were caused by abrupt, dramatic, and uncommon events. So, we're talking about global warming. No, I'm playing. We're talking about, meteoric showers, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, catastrophes, right? So, so my whole thing was why, looking at this now, like, why can't they both be true? Like, I feel like, of course, things happen over time with Earth. It's kind of like creation versus evolution type of deal, or maybe even like, is the Earth round or is the Earth flat? Nah. Whoever believes the theory of Earth being flat, come on, man. Like, we're not even gonna go there. But yeah. So, I feel like they both could have had their, what do you call it? Their responsibility in this whole Earth evolution thing. I feel like, but it makes sense that maybe the uniformitarianism was more of a thing because it makes most sense, right? And then it kind of leads into like the Big Bang Theory kind of stuff too. And so I don't know which theory my group had to debate. I just know that we won. As far as I can remember, I can't remember which theory, but yeah. So it was an interesting debate. I just remember going up there and I was in the zone. I was saying all my points, and I made it. I even added in my 2 cents in it, and
I was like a lawyer up there, man, like fighting for Earth or something like that, man. It was cool. And like and Clint, you know, he kind of knew he lost, but he kind of did his spiel anyway, and kind of just gave it to me pretty much like just have it, man. It's you you and Big Ray got it, like. But I mean, but yeah, to go up against Clint, man, like he was a super smart dude, and uh, I won that, and like we had to wait outside the class while the class like voted on who won, and then I could just hear them say, yeah, James and Big Ray, they killed that thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it just felt good, you know. But yeah, going back to it, they were saying that with uniformitarianism, the guy who vouched for that was Scottish geologist James Hutton from the late 1700s, and the guy who vouched for catastrophism was Georges Cuvier, and he was a French naturalist. So it seemed like some regional territorial thing going on there too, with the beef there. It was like, almost like, the U.S. against Russia with the space race, whatever. It's always that going on, right? But anyways, it was a very interesting topic, and that was my first debate. And yeah, I had fun with that. And so yeah. Oh, and another thing in that class, shout out to Mackenzie, cause her dad, she brought her dad in one time, cause he worked at Savannah River site. It's a nuclear power plant outside Augusta, and he brought in like some nitrogen gas stuff, and he showed us like how he works with the nitrogen gas and how it works and everything. And he kind of reminds you of like a younger Albert Einstein. He had the hair, he had the mustache going, and it was like, yo, this you got the coolest dad. Like, so shout out to Mackenzie and her dad as well. All right, so yeah, that was the debate at Lakeside Middle, Evans, Georgia, by way of Augusta. Shout out to Lakeside Middle, Lakeside High, and all my peoples from there. And yeah, let's get into the reaction video. All right, peace. All right, so this is MD versus DC, classic debate, 1979. Chiro reaction video. And before we get into it, before we go further into the video, I just want to let y'all know who the characters are in this movie, just to give some more context. So first guy we have is a moderator, Gentry Trotter. He is a African American from St. Louis who is the media guy here. And he worked for the local public access TV station KPLR TV 11, and he was more of a behind the scenes guy, but he made a huge impact in the St. Louis area. He was involved in the civil rights movement there, where he was on the board of the NAACP and was very active in the community, involving African Americans in St. Louis, and he was more conservative, but yeah, he played a huge role there, so props to him. And next we have Dr. Jerome Williams. He's African American as well. When I watched this before, I thought I didn't know he was black, because he has fairer skin. He has kind of a Terrence Howard thing going on, 70s swag. But yeah, You'll see what I'm talking about in the video. But yeah, he is an internist, and since 1947, and he passed away in 2013. He was also a civil rights leader in St. Louis area, and he also trained at the Homer G. Phillips Hospital in St. Louis. That was the only public hospital for African Americans in St. Louis from 1937 to 1955, and it's actually on Amazon. I'd watched it before, and so you can go check that out if it's still there. And this hospital actually closed in 1979, the same year as this debate aired. And while he was at Homer G. Phillips, he got tuberculosis for like 2 years, and he ended up treating patients with tuberculosis later, and he was known to specialize in that while he was there. And another cool thing about him is his son, Dr. Jerome Williams Jr., is also a doctor, and he's like third generation for that family, of which he retired from practice in 2021. So that's a cool fact there. And let's see, the other MD in this is Dr. John Grant, and I'm gonna just shout his name out. So shout out to him. So let's go to the DCs now. Dr. Terry, he graduated from Logan University in 1974, which is a chiropractic school that's still standing outside of St. Louis. And Dr. Terry founded the World Chiropractic Alliance in 1989, which is a nonprofit that's geared towards getting chiropractic education out to developing countries. And it's recognized as the only non-governmental chiropractic organization out there. And he had practiced for 45 years as a chiropractor. And since then, he's created a wellness technique called bioenergy. So props to him. And last but not least, we have Dr. Reggie Gold. Now, Dr. Reggie Gold, he was a graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic in Davenport, Iowa, where chiropractic was founded. And he graduated in 1957, and he actually passed away in 2012. And he wrote a book, a chiropractic philosophy book called The Triune of Life, which we were given our first day of chiropractic school at Sherman College. And speak of, he actually helped found Sherman College of Chiropractic, and he was the first academic dean, vice president, and dean of philosophy there. So that's pretty cool. And his wife, Dr. Irene Gold, is a chiropractor as well, and she was also in nursing beforehand, and she educated in nursing and in chiropractic, and that's what she does now. She has a chiropractic national board exam review, of which I took online for, I think, part 2 and part 4, and I had notes from part 1, but yeah, I remember I never like shook her hand before, but I seen her on campus a few times, just in awe of her presence alone, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it off with a quote from Dr. Reggie Gold that says, "If you are not out to change the world, everything else is just Mickey Mouse." So yeah, so big ups to Dr. Reggie Gold. And yeah, so I just wanted to give a brief overview of who was on this panel, just to give some more context. And so we can go into this with a different perspective. Like, so shout out to the MDs, the moderator, and the DCs. All right, let's get into it.